when it comes to weight loss, a lot of people struggle to cut down on what they eat. But what if we told you that losing weight could be as easy as increasing one particular food group?
Happy days. Research just out from the US shows simply increasing dietary fibre helps to lose weight almost as much as cutting back on food. So, how much fibre do we need? And what should we be eating to get it? Nutritionist Sarah de Lorenzo joins us. Sarah, good morning to you once again.
Hi,
what is dietary fibre, firstly? I mean, I hear that all the time. It's cereal and breads and this and that. What is it?
So fibre comes from plants. So it's the undigested part of plants. So that's where we get it from. So it's things like vegetables, it's fruits, it's nuts, it's beans and it's legumes.
Okay, are we seeing that all here?
We're seeing that all here. So the interesting thing about fibre for weight loss is that here we have 30 grams a day of fibre. So when you look at people, generally people are having about 15 grams of fibre a day, but there's 30 grams. But for what the weight loss aspect of fibre is basically you feel full. So when you feel full, you're going to then reduce your appetite. When you reduce your appetite, of course, you're going to take in less calories. So the other interesting thing about fibre is in our gut we have bacteria, good and bad bacteria. So the good bacteria actually love eating fibre, and when they eat the fibre, that certain strain of bacteria is what actually controls us at a healthy weight.
This isn't new, though, is it? Because high fibre diets have been around for a long time. I remember as a kid it became all the rage in the sort of 80s.
When everyone ate all bran.
Yes, that's right.
All bran, yeah, definitely. So, look, it is interesting, but the big thing about it, of course, for weight loss is keeping you full. So if you have a look there, that's the big star on that podium there, of course, is the raspberries. Raspberries have 8 grams of fibre in them.
We're looking at this one here.
So that's what you'd be having in a day to be having a good daily intake of fibre. So you've got, of course, the steel-cut oats. I recommend steel-cut oats because they're a whole grain. And, of course, the potato, the broccoli is about 6 grams. So the oats and the rice are generally about 4 grams each, but that's a great daily intake.
Can I just ask you about the steel-cut oats, because that is kind of all the rage. Everyone's talking about it.
Yes.
How do you cook it?
Oh, just the same way you would cook regular
But for
oats.
longer?
Yeah, for longer you've got to, because it's the actual oat that's been cut into 3 sections.
Right.
So when you get onto rolled oats, that's getting into the refining process, and then, of course, you get into quick oats. So we want grains in their whole form.
So if you eat this for breakfast, lunch and dinner, you can then go and have McDonald's and it won't have an effect?
No,
I don't understand the research at all.
Okay, not at all. No, you have to be having... To do all these diets and do them well, you definitely need to be eating good quality fibre and carbohydrates.
Right, OK. KFC, yes, no McDonald's.
Yeah.
Now, what about over here? The nuts. We often hear that nuts, you can have a few, but not too many. Are we right there?
Yeah, that's true. Look, people love nuts. I love nuts, but you've got to... I tell my patients all the time, we only need 10 almonds a day. There's 7 calories in an almond, and if you're having 70 calories in 10 almonds, you've just got to watch your caloric intake. Right. Yes, it's a good fat, but how many of them? But when you look at this podium here, this is all great plant sources of fibre. The stars here, definitely, if you're looking at getting 30 grams of fibre into your daily diet, that artichoke there has 10 grams in it.
Right.
So then, of course, the other star on there is the lentils. Lentils have... 1 cup of lentils is 16 grams of fibre.
OK.
And now the carbs, Carb Cycling. What's that?
Look, Carb Cycling is
Where
really
you get a bread roll on a bike?
No.
What's Steve Wall's doing this morning?
I don't know.
Carb Cycling has been around for a long time, but it is trending now. So when you look at carb cycling for weight loss, there's 2 ways of looking at it. You can do it with 4 days on, 4 days off. That's 4 days of high carb, 4 days of low carb. I see in my clinic that when people hit a weight loss plateau, so they've been doing a weight loss program for a long period of time, they've got those last couple of kilos that they just can't shake, it's then that I introduce carb cycling, but I introduce it like a day on, day off. So the theory behind it, and I say theory because science does need to do a bit of catch up with this one, is it speeds up your metabolism. But the big key to do carb cycling successfully is you need to do it with good quality carbohydrates. So you just can't go out and do 1 day of low carb and then 1 day of going and having some donuts and cakes and biscuits. That's out. So it's done, of course. That's the key to success with it.
So on screen, there's our high carb day, and the low carb day, obviously, as the name suggests, just cut them right back, correct?
Cut them right back. So this is basically here we have about 70 grams of carbohydrates, and then this over here is 300 grams. So that's how you're cycling the carbohydrate. That's your content with it.
Makes sense, Sarah. Thank you.
Great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.